It's mid-May in Ludington, Michigan, and we're taking the angler quest out with some special guests to target lake trout. Our crew consists of Adam Knudsen from Reel to Reel Outdoors and Scott Keegstra, owner of Captain Chuck's 2 Bait and Tackle Shop in Ludington. These guys know their stuff, including where to go and what to run, and we'll cash in on their expertise on this edition of Fisherman's Digest.
So, you know, when you talk about the Ludington community, this is a historic fishing community here in the state of Michigan. Ludington is known by anybody who's anybody in the Great Lakes community for its awesome lake trout fishing, king salmon fishing, steelhead, and coho. Now, the system is start to finish from basically ice out all the way to the end of the season. Lake trout are present in the greater Ludington area, and king salmon along with coho will move in and out migratorially as the season progresses. Steelhead, same as the lake trout. Steelhead are always present somewhere in this system because of the presence of the Pere Marquette River. The Pere Marquette River is also an awesome place. Pere Marquette Lake leading into Pere Marquette River is an awesome place to catch fall and again spring steelhead, as they have awesome runs of steelhead that go on there. In the fall, right after August, basically heading right into the September holidays, king salmon will yard up in front of the greater Ludington pier head, and then they will run up and do their spawning run in the month of September. So there is all kinds of big lake fishing that goes on here at the Port of Ludington. There's a fish. Wow.
You want him, John?
I can if you're eating.
Yeah. I'm on break.
Hey, good morning everybody. John Bergsma out here just outside the Port of Ludington, a little bit south. We're here with Captain Adam and Scott from the Captain Chuck's 2, the infamous bait store of the North, and we are out here and showing you some early season opportunities here out of Ludington. We're not even to the 15th of May yet. I don't know, the 12th or 13th of May, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't know that this big lake fishery is going pretty much as soon as ice out happens. You start at the shorelines, you just kind of move your way out. We got a good fish on. Stay tuned here on Fisherman's Digest. Oh yeah, I know. I'm gonna back up. Your turn. Get him, Adam. What was the count on that one, Adam?
That was a high diver ticking. That was 160.
Yeah, that was the same one that won earlier. So how long has this fishery been going right now, Adam? About a good month?
Yeah, really, once we can get the boats in the water, we'll still have, you know, snap freeze ice and stuff, ice in marinas, even into April. We put our boat in April 15th, and it's normally already been going for a couple weeks at that point.
Awesome.
We do get browns a little bit earlier in the year.
Yeah, I mean, that fishery has been a little bit down, but are you seeing any increase or just steady? Random,
brown's
a few?
Been really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's really too sure. I had a pretty good conversation with Jay Wesley about it. And we just, you know, the water's been really high. The clarity of the water near shores hasn't been real great.
Right.
Like catching walleye in chocolate milk. You know,
Yeah,
it's not that
exactly.
easy to do.
No, exactly. And I think that's part of the problem is when they stock them, they just end up on the Wisconsin side anyway. Because
yeah, it seems like they
swim over there and stay.
There.
Exactly. Just a good eater fish. Second fish of the day. It'll taste good. We're looking for bigger ones though. Sounds like me. This is a better one. It's the same rod. Isn't that crazy? Same rod's cut all three. So while we crank this thing in, one of the things we're going to talk about is, you know, for years back in the 80s and 90s, people talked about lake trout as junk fish. And, you know, back when the forage base of Lake Michigan was different, they were a little more oily than like kings and coho and things like that. But I'll tell you what, since the invasion, if you will, of gobies and the change of the forage base of the lake trout have really improved tremendously in the quality of the food. You know, a lot of people now understand that if you eat lake trout fresh, so have your captain fillet it, keep from freezing it. You can hold it for several days in the refrigerator for sure. But if you eat that, you know, grill it, bake it, whatever, you know, a lot of different ways to prepare it. It's really, really good. In fact, Adam and I were talking last night, and Scott, that almost guaranteed if you took two fillets, a king fillet and a lake trout fillet the same size, and you served it to somebody all done, it'd be hard to tell which one was which. I mean, you'd have to be really educated to know. The fish quality is a lot better now in Lake Michigan than it was. That diversity of what the fish are eating is good. And there's also a cool thing called catch and cook. And that's a DNR authorized thing where you get restaurants in town that will actually take your captain cleaned and prepared and tagged food, and they'll actually make it for you. So you and your family can spend a half a day out on hiatus or any other of the charters here in the Ludington fleet. And then your captain can clean it, bag it, put it on ice, and they'll label it. And then you'll find out, not every restaurant, understand that, not every restaurant will do it, but you'll find out which ones in town will. And you can go in there after your day is done and have a great meal. And that's called catch and cook. And that's a DNR authorized, state of Michigan authorized thing. So kind of some cool stuff that you can do in these port towns that not all the other towns around the state do. You aren't going to see that kind of a thing on an inland lake, you know, situation. But in big towns like this, you know, where fishing's a real deal, it's a kind of a fun way to do it. Staying down, I don't know how to, he's high enough, I'm good, I can get him this way. That's a really good one. Oh, we're hung up on that. There we go. Yeah. Super nice looking fish here out of Ludington. That's fish number 3. It's kind of getting mid-morning now, so the fish are starting to bite. We've talked to some other boats that are doing really nicely as well. So awesome opportunity here. Whether you take your own boat, we're not far from shore, probably only a mile from shore, or whether you hook up with Adam from Hiatus or any of the other guys from the association, they'll all put you on some super nice fish and give you a great time. So one of the things we've got here on this Angler Quest 24 is a Garmin autopilot. And one of the things that you just saw on that last fish catch is we've only got 3 fishermen on the boat today. So it's super important that you're able to control your boat with an autopilot, because we had a hand-over-hand dipsy setup that we had to land right there. So we got one guy at the net, we got one guy reeling in the rod and reel, of course, and then one guy doing hand over hand to get the fish to the net. So having an autopilot on your boat is super important when you're Great Lakes fishing. You're usually battling currents, and when you battle those currents, what you don't want to do is have the boat moving all over the place. You want that boat locked in as good as possible. So it just does a lot better job than a guy can do at the wheel. You don't get as much of the tail wag, and it especially helps in keeping your dipsies, you know, ready to go, ready to fire, and keeping them all lined up in a row. Get him, Scotty. So while Scotty wrangles this right here, this is Scott Keechler. He owns Captain Chuck's 2 right here in downtown Ludington, and a lot of people don't understand the importance of having a super committed bait shop owner to the local community, especially when it comes to a Great Lakes port. There is so much that goes into staying on top of the product that you need on your shelves. Scott and his staff does a great job of that. Every once in a while we get to force him to leave the store and come out on a boat and go fishing, and today's one of those days, but when you're looking to go to a port town, it's super important that you just don't run to a big box store and try to buy all the stuff you need, because a lot of times things can be happening. When you walk into Captain Chuck's, they can help you buy the stuff that's happening right now, whether it's a color of a spoon or a color of a spin doctor or a presentation. They have all the information that you need. So when you come into a town like Ludington, visit the local bait shop, give them their business, because they're going to give you the information you need in order to have a successful weekend or a week on the water. You good? Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. That's a nice one.
At least you're small, you hold it down a little bit.
The Goldie catches one. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Another awesome fish here out of the Port of Ludington. So they wanted the Crazy Ivan, huh?
Yeah, they like that. That's my dad. He had his patented Z troll, he called it.
Yeah.
He goes, it sure catches fish. I go, it sure tangles boards.
Yeah, exactly. You were all over it too. You got another one? Another one? Doubles. Get him, Adam. Get him. I'm steering.
Watch that high, because that got hit too at the same time.
But I think it's just digging now.
Yeah, it looks like it's all right.
Perfect. Take that clicker off. You're driving me crazy. There we go. Adam's horsing his. He's got no time for this. Tell you what. Beautiful. All right, we've got a mess going. That's perfect. Perfect. This is what you can get, guys. Early season trouting. Like I said, just call up, get on the website there for Ludington. They've got a charter boat association. They've got a whole bunch of charter captains. All of them are great guys, just like Adam's taking out today. Families, group outings, kids. Kids is really the big thing. They go bonkers, when they catch these fish. A lot of kids have never seen a fish this big before. So take the time to get on the website, check out the Charter Boat Association here in Ludington, get some kids out fishing. Beautiful. All right. Afraid of Scott popping that diver.
The last one did the same thing. I thought it was good.
Yeah. He's there.
Looked really good for the drum.
It's like, yeah, this is definitely the fish catching speed. We've got that critical speed. Once you get it, it's like boom, boom, boom. No, under me. Somebody give it a little help. There we go. So what we have here is a natural reproduction lake trout. If you notice, if you're looking at all the fins, front, back, upper, lower, there's no fin clips anywhere on this fish. That means this is a fish that spawned naturally right here in Lake Michigan. And that's encouraging for the fishery. The DNR has stocked lake trout in the past, to try to make sure that they're replenishing the system to, all of the takeout that's going on. And this year they've done a good job. I think they put a total of over 800,000 kings back into the system at different ports throughout the state of Michigan. But it's good to see natural reproduction here on these lake trout. Get him, Adam, I got a spear. There's fish on the bottom too. It is a good one. Wow. Okay, Adam, you gotta hold that one up.
Welcome aboard.
Ludington, Michigan, baby. Awesome. Oh yeah. Wow, that's a big one. My slow inside turn produced, although it was on the outside. Well, looks like Scott's got a fish.
Do our best to get it to the back of the boat.
That's right. You can net him anytime. I'm locked on him. I think we got what we wanted on that. You want a tense? Welcome to Ludington, Michigan, boys. You want fish like this? Call the Charter Boat Association, call Adam from Hiatus, stop in at Captain Chuck's. Crazy good fishing here early at Ludington, middle of May. Hey guys, John Bergsman here. We just finished up a great day here in Ludington with Adam and Scott, and we wanted to show you the 3 baits that we use that were really, really good. So Adam, take it away. What are we holding, and what makes these baits so effective?
All right, so the last few years we've started to use a lot more spin doctors, which is a Dreamweaver product. Over like a tin can or a Dodger, you can go lots of different speeds with these. You can go a lot faster.
Right.
This is a spin doctor. This one's called Trout Candy. It's a standard spin doctor from Dreamweaver. And this is a Fire Tiger Whirligig. This has been the secret for us.
This thing was hot today.
Very good bait.
Yeah.
And then we, little later, once the sun was up, we put out this gold. So it's a gold spin doctor, and it has a gold spinning glow on it. And that was a good
Scott
producer.
was killing us at the end with that. I mean, well, Scott broke off all of his 107 diver discs, you know, on the bottom. So he has a store. Yours. He has a store, so that's the whole point of that. But he ended up with just that one gold, and to be honest, he caught 2 big ones and 2 more with 1 rod in short order. And we were fishing what, just a little south of town?
Just a little south. We call it Consumers Project, right out in front of the plant there.
Sure. Yeah, 65, 70 foot of water. Well, hey, if you're looking to upgrade your game a little bit, especially for trout or salmon, number 8 spin doctor, Whirligigs for trout, and of course Dreamweaver Spoons has got a huge selection of all the right spoons you want for salmon, trout, and all of your Great Lakes fish.
Ludington, Michigan has everything you need to get rigged up and hooked up. Do it yourself with an assist from the knowledgeable staff at Captain Chuck's 2, or book a trip through the Ludington Charter Boat Association. You'll find over a dozen experienced captains to choose from online at charterludington.com.
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us here on Fisherman's Digest. As you can see, Captain Adam knows what he's doing, Scott sells the right baits, and the lake trout here in Ludington are awesome to catch. Get yourself on the Ludington Charter Boat Association website, hook up with one of these great captains, and experience the awesome fishing that Ludington, Michigan offers.